All right, today is day 12 of Force Fetch with Bexley. We have some added distractions today. I'll try to zoom in. We've got a lot of Sandhill Cranes that are hanging out right at the edge of our field. And then there's birds calling up above us too. So we'll see. I'm a little afraid they're gonna flush when we start training. And that would be a big challenge for Bexley to ignore that. But we're gonna try it because that's what we've got for today. Okay, so since today is day 12 and Bexley's been doing really well, it's time to make her increase the level of difficulty for her retrieves. So for instance, we've been doing ladder drills for several days now, and including one ladder drill right at this exact spot. So before I brought her outside, I did set out 3 dummies. So we're gonna start working on blind retrieves for the first time with Bexley, where I'm going to hope that all of the foundation work that we've put in building up that routine of sending her for a retrieve will help her deduce that she needs to retrieve these 3 dummies. So again, these are totally blind. We'll see how it goes. All right, come here, Beck. Sit. Bah. Good. Good. So, I mean, that one was visible just sitting on the gravel. Good girl. So I want to challenge her, but I also want to help her succeed, so that's okay. She did try to go to the second dummy, and that just shows some of her apprehension with having these blind sends, but that's all right. So now we'll go ahead and finish the drill. Sit. Bah. Good girl. Good. Good dog. Drop. Sit. Whoa. Sit. Back. Yes, good girl. Good dog. Good. Good girl. Drop. Good. Stay. Well, that was actually much better than what I was expecting. I mean, she did go out. You could see how eager she was to go out on those sends and get them. So that's excellent progress. Tomorrow, then, what we'll do is we'll hide the dummy so she can't see the first one, and then it'll be an even more difficult blind. And then from there, we can eventually graduate to doing blinds where we're hiding a dummy in thick cover and asking her to go for it. All right, let's go ahead and do a double marked retrieve real quick. I want to make this drill a little more difficult too, so I'm going to use one Dachshund dummy and one actual mallard. A lot of times what we see with dogs is once they pick up the live or the real game, they don't want to go pick up a dummy. So when I set these out, I'm going to ask her to get the mallard first and then see if I can get her to go back out for this pheasant. Start, but now is the challenging part. Sit. girl. Good. Drop. That was excellent. You know, like I said, a lot of dogs will not want to go back to dummies after they've retrieved real game. So that just again shows that our foundation work has really paid off, and that this dog is truly getting to the point of being force fetched, where she understands she must retrieve everything I send her for, even if it's less desirable than the previous thing I sent her for. Back. Here. Sit. I'm also very grateful she's been ignoring the cranes, but luckily she's been exposed to them the last few days. They've been hanging out around the yard, so at least she's getting used to seeing them. But I think she's doing so well there that now we're ready to go back to drags for the day. So I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to go lay a drag, and then we'll start up again. Okay, we're ready to do a drag for Bexley here on day 12. Lots of distraction with cranes and geese everywhere. But she did so well yesterday, and she's been doing so well today that I went ahead and laid a 100-yard drag. It's got some curves in it, and let's see how she does. Still gonna use a slip lead. Ah! Hey! Somebody's starting to figure out what to do. She tried to go a little early. I like using a slip lead because I like giving them an obvious cue that we are only tracking, not searching. Good. Okay. Hey. All right, unfortunately she's really struggling. I don't know why she's not sticking with the scent. Looked like she had it there for a while and then it just got too far for her to be comfortable getting that far away from me. So she came back, so I'm gonna have to help her. All right, that one resend was not effective, so now I'm gonna help her even more. Okay, let's go. Back. Okay, go on. Let's go track. So basically now I'm just walking with her, just giving her the confidence that she needs to continue working this track. She's getting distracted here and there. But who knows, there might have been cranes out here this morning too, mudding the track. Good girl! Good dog. Yes, that's so good. Good girl. Drop. Good, yes. Okay, so she needed lots of help there. We had to walk along the trail with her. But that's not the end of the world either, because when we walked along the trail with her, she kept cutting the track. So she started to learn that she should just stay on that track and follow it to its completion. So she ended up doing that last 40 or 50 meters by herself and then brought it back and retrieved it really nicely. So I think we'll lay another drag for her, and I'll just make this one shorter, maybe only 50 or 60 yards, because I want to have a successful end to the day. So I'll go ahead and stop the video again and we'll lay another drag. All right, still on day 12 of Force Fetch with Bexley. I just laid a 60-meter drag at a new location. Let's see if she does a little better. More distraction. We're closer to the yard with the other dogs, and there's snow geese flying over and cranes everywhere, but hopefully she knows the job and will complete it this time. Good sign when they start putting their heads down and trying to track before you release them. That means she knows what she's supposed to do and she's anxious to get started. Okay, sit up. Yeah, go find it. I think we're gonna call that a day. It's a bummer that she had that little drop there at the end. That's pretty uncharacteristic of her. And then you can see on the drag, if you recall, she was looping quite a ways downwind of it, and that's just a young dog still figuring out how to use her nose. And it is a really windy day again. But she kept coming back to the track. She got about halfway out and then quit and came back to check in with me, and that's just some insecurity. She still isn't quite sure what she's doing. But luckily on the recent, then she took it. She was still downwind of the track, but she did a much better job of just sticking with it instead of doing those loops. And then you could tell when she got downwind of the mallard directly and then winded it and then really zoned in to grab it and pick it up. And then she instinctively turned immediately to bring it back, and that's what we're looking for. I didn't have to call her. And then she did have that drop, and I just touched her ear, and then she picked it up and brought it in. But it's improvement, and that's what we're looking for. It's just a little bit of improvement every day. So again, I think we'll call it a day for now. Obviously, we still need some work, but I don't want to do any more drags today or she'll start to get bored with this exercise. Once they figure it out, it's a whole highway of scent. It's super easy, and so the worst thing you can do is make a dog bored by overdoing drags. So we will put it to rest for today, and we'll come back tomorrow and try another 50-meter drag and see if she does any better. Stay. But boy, it's good to see that the retrieving is really solid on this dog.